I make scarves, hats, wrist warmers, socks, and then I've started making throws and cushions. What I love about making accessories and making jumpers as well is that you get a finished piece that you can wear and something that will keep you warm. It's partly because of my background in a very cold town where you wore wool garments most of the year. Then it just makes sense for me to make something that's warming. I like to use just natural fibres. Using good quality yarns is something that works because it will keep you warm or it will keep you cool, and it just feels good on the body, so why wouldn't you use them? First time I knitted, I was about 8 years old. My mom taught me. I started knitting by hand. I really loved it. You can make so many different patterns and structures, textures. You can mix colors and you make the fabric as you go along. That's what I love about knitting. When I came to the UK, I learned that you have knitting machines. So I really wanted to start using those and see what you can make with them. It enables you to knit in a different way than when you do it by hand. You can make much more fine gauge structures and patterns. There is more of a tradition of using knitting machines here. It's existed for quite a long time. I like that history of it. I think that everyone has a connection to repeated patterns and geometric shapes because it's something that people have been doing for a very long time. You can see it in all the different folk woven fabrics and imagery from all around the world. I've always had an interest in traditional textiles and what people have made before. Looking at the past, there is such a wealth of different patterns, different color combinations, different cultures that have been using colors in different ways and being inspired by different things. I mean, you have patterns that have traveled almost across the world to end up in one country that used to be completely different in another country. So using the stitches I can use on the machine and using the colors that I want to use, then I can create collections that are looking at different repeated patterns that either I see all around me or I've seen in a skirt from 1750. The way of making, I think, in my family, it's always been that my mom taught me how to knit and her mom taught her. It's always been something people do. People make things for themselves, for family members. You knit, you make things whilst you're doing something else. So it's always been that level of productivity. You fix things in your own home or you make things that you need. So I quite like that idea of DIY. It's important that people can actually make things themselves. They can fix things. You don't have to buy new all the time. So I think that sense of making has come from my background. I use some text in my work on cushion covers, and I've got a scarf called the saying scarf. I think it comes from my grandmother. She used to say a lot of things in sayings, and I think since I heard them so much when I was growing up, I just love good sayings. I just had an idea of putting it on a scarf to kind of be very blunt with saying something. So on the scarf it says, "Only wear clothes you can dance in," which I think for me, it's something I live by, and I just wanted to put it on a scarf so that you wear it out. Well, I think and I hope that it kind of resonates with people, so it will make people think about generations before them. Traditional patterns are quite similar and it joins all the different cultures together in a way. It's like a common language that we do have.